Before I start, I want to give all honors and glories and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Waha, Wachachodash, Yahweh, which is the one true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, but his one true name is Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who will well teach well, because those are the men who I've learned this truth from through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Peace, blessings, salutations to the hopeful elect, and shalom to you sincere brothers scattered abroad pushing forth this word in truth and sincerity. I am the brother Mashiach Arazakah from the servants of Yahweh Yahweh Shai Camp, Las Vegas, Nevada branch. And pretty much in this lesson, it's going to be entitled as This Spiritual Warfare is Real. This spiritual warfare is real. And I'm going to do a testimony for myself in this lesson. Now, for these past 2 weeks, I've been getting attacked left and right. It started with the job with this supervisor, and the guy has been nitpicking at everything I have been doing at my job for no apparent reason. Long story short, this guy, he wanted me gone so bad. He was my supervisor, that he told other guards that he was going to write me up. So the situation was, a guard left the site. All right, he left the site before I came to work, and I didn't know what was going on. And instead of him writing him up, I called him and let him know what was going on. And then he gets upset at me and started talking to me crazy, whole lot of other stuff. Things had escalated, and pretty much went to the office to discuss the situation. So I winded up having myself removed from that individual. But later down the line, another situation came up, and it was with marriages, ex-marital issues. You had father-in-laws trying to manipulate wives to put other men on child support. Then this all happened in one day. Then the next situation, my hours had to get cut because of a situation with this Edomite supervisor. And then that same day, I get plagued with this voice. So spiritual warfare is real, and everything that the elders and apostles of Great Millstone has been saying is true. And you can't get angry or upset when temptation comes after you. And it can come at any time. Then at the same time, before the incident with the supervisor, the ex-marriage issues, and the things with the funding, my bells start rising. So for you brothers out there that do these lessons about temptation, make sure that you are experienced. And I'm speaking for myself first and foremost in this lesson. And through all of this, all we have is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai to get us through these situations. And it doesn't have to be what I'm experiencing. It could be many different things. So through the Spirit, I seen this picture online, and it says praying in the Spirit puts the armor, and it's the power that makes it work. And this is a beautiful picture. This is Yapa. It says shoes of the gospel of peace, and it has all the scriptures: the shield of faith, right? The belt of truth, the helmet of salvation, right? The breastplate of righteousness, and the sword of the Spirit, the word of the Lord. This is the first thing I seen, through these situations. And this is why we have to count it all joy when we fall into these diverse temptations. Because, hey, if we're not going through nothing, that means the Lord is not dealing with us. If we're not going through anything, if we're not experiencing anything, this is what makes you a man of the Lord out here, man. This is what makes you a man of the Lord. Enduring through these hardships. And they're going to increase. There's other brothers that are experiencing similar things than as I am. Or they might be experiencing way more. But that's your trial and tribulation that the Lord is going to put you through. So I'm going to come back to this picture, but we're going to read some scriptures here. And Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. This is Ephesians 6:11. It says, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. That devil is Esau Edom, his society, right? His rulership, his politics, his religions, his rules and regulations on a plantation. The high power elites, this fucking system. Excuse my French. It says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of the world. Who's the rulers of the darkness of the world? Esau. He's in rulership. He's in control, right? It says against spiritual wickedness in high places. Spiritual wickedness in high places. So these elites, man. And you also got these spiritual attacks, The Lord will send Satan after you. And we also got to deal with the trials and tribulations here on this earth, in this mortal flesh. Verse 12, it says, I read that already. But yeah, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Right? So, hey, there's going to come a lot of hardships in this truth. There's going to come a lot of trials and tribulations in this truth. And, all we can do is give it to the Lord at the end of the day. And I'm going to get that precept out too before I get to this endure hardness, right? Because the scriptures tells us to do this. It says, cast your cares. There it is right there. This is 1 Peter 5:7. It says, cast all your cares upon him, for he cares for you. So you got to cast your cares upon the Lord. The things that you're dealing with on this earth. Don't lose the faith. No matter how bad you feel your situation is, brothers. No matter how bad you feel in this mortal flesh, don't lose the faith. Give it to Yahweh Bashim Hashai. I'm really meaning this, He's all that we have. He's the one that's going to get us through these times. It says, cast all your cares upon him, for he cared for you. So cast all your cares upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Alright? That's who you give it to. It's out of your hands. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about your situations. You just got to pray to the Lord and ask him to deliver you out of them. 2 Timothy 2:3, it says, therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So we have to endure through the hardships. We have to go through these different obstacles. We got to go through a lot of these things that we go through on our daily lives, in this lifetime of this flesh. But it's all a test. The Lord is trying you to test you. 2 Timothy 2:4, no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life. See? So we don't entangle ourselves with the affairs of this life. Right? Our minds is focused on the things above, right? The scriptures say in Colossians 3:2, set your affections on the things above and not on the things of the earth. So our mind is focused on the Lord. It should be. If you're claiming to be a man of the Lord, Your mind should be focused on this truth. You should be obsessed with this truth. That's where your mind should be. If not, then hey, that's on you. 2 Timothy 2:4, it says, no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. So the Lord chosen you to be a soldier. So the Lord called you into this thing. So you have to endure through the hardships that come with it. Right? Let's get that scripture out. This is John KJV. This is John 15:16. This is John 15:16. John 15:16. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. See, so you didn't choose the Lord. The Lord chose us into this thing. He called us into this thing. So you're to work out your salvation to the best of your ability. It says, but I have chosen you to be. This is like it says. This is John 15:16. It says, ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit. What is that fruit? This truth. Bringing in your labors, bringing forth fruit. While you in this truth, man, laboring, participating, being a helping body to Yahweh Bashim Yahshai, bringing forth what you know in this truth. It says in that your fruit, your works should remain, right? It says that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father in my name, he may give it you. And that's why we have to call upon Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. That's why we have to worship Yahweh Shai, because he's our mediator. All right, he's the way to get to the Heavenly Father. He speaks to the Heavenly Father for us. He's our negotiator. This is James 1, verse 2-3. It says, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Because it lets you know what? That the Lord is dealing with you. It ain't pretty. It ain't nice. It ain't cool. It's vexing as hell. It stings. But at the end of the day, it's building you up to be a stronger vessel of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. It ain't pretty. When you going through temptation, it is not fucking pretty, man. It's not. It fucking stings. It makes you want to come out of character. And that's why we're in a spiritual warfare. That's a spiritual battle right there. Because you can either make the wrong decision in that temptation, or you can do the right decision. It's all up to you. It's like playing chess. When you're dealing with spiritual warfare. And that shit is real, man. And especially with these past, I think, week and a half. All that hit me in one day. The job, getting a call from the ex-wife, talking about her father's trying to get her to put a person on child support. Then bills, I'm already dealing with that. Then hours getting cut. Then it's like, all this happening at one time, though. Imagine all this happening at one day. I was like, damn, I'm feeling like Job, man. But hey, you still gotta teach. You still gotta bear through it. Get through it. This shit is not a game. James 1-2, it says, my brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith, because this is all of that I experienced this past week and a half, was all based on my faith, if I was going to continually glorify the Lord or not. I had to do a lot to sustain in the spirit. I had to do a lot to sustain in this truth. It's a lot, my voice keep going in and out. But I had to do a lot to sustain in this ministry, man. It says, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. Count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptation. It is not pretty. It's not joyful. But we gotta be happy that we're going through these sufferings, afflictions. It's not joyful. It's stressful. It's stressful as hell. you know, but we have to count it all joy at the end of the day. Verse 3, it says, knowing this, that the trying of your faith, you individually in this truth. Nobody can save you in this truth. You got to deal with your own, not deal, but you got to endure through your own trials and tribulations. And I'm speaking for myself first and foremost when I say that. So you got to endure through it, you know, and it's easier said than done. It really is easier said than done. Because when it comes your way, you know, you like, damn, man, this is a very challenging situation to be in. And we're going to read Job because Job went through it. You know, we always quote Job. So let's look at it. Let's read it. Job went through it. The Lord allowed Satan to mess with Job. This is Job 1:6. It says, now there was a day when the sons of the Most High came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. And the Lord said unto Satan, this is why we say, this is how we know, I'll just say in general, this is how we know that Satan is not in control. He's not in control of nothing. He follows the instructions of Yahweh Bashim Yahshai. I'm about to read it right now. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth. So the Lord has asked Satan, where you come from? And Satan told the Lord, I'm coming to and fro in the earth. I'm doing what you commanded me to do. Satan is an angelic tool used by the Heavenly Father to stir problems up, to cause temptation, to afflictions. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm causing problems, I'm causing havoc, I'm doing what you command me to do, Lord. And that's what Satan is. That's the only thing Satan does. Satan is not in control of nothing. He follows the instructions of the Heavenly Father. It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. So he said, I'm doing what you commanded me to do, Lord. I'm causing havoc. I'm stirring up stuff here. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Right? And the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth? Because Job was a perfect and upright man. He didn't ensure of evil. He didn't do wicked. He was a perfect and upright man. It says a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and is sure of evil. See, Job wasn't wicked. Job was not wicked at all. And the Lord tried Job. The Lord tried Job. He allowed Satan to mess with him. Verse 9, it says, then Satan answered the Lord and said, doeth Job fear Yahweh for naught? Verse 10, has not thou made a hedge about him and about his house and about all that he have on every side? Because Job was a wealthy man. He had a lot. He had land. He had cattle. He had it all. He had wealth. Job was a rich man. It says, thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance increased in the land. So Satan was telling the Lord, allow me to take everything from him and see if he'll still glorify you. I bet you he won't glorify you. If you take everything from him and you allow me to mess with Job, and that's what Satan does to us. He say the same thing to the Lord every day. If you allow me to have him go through all of this right here, I bet he'll stop glorifying you, Lord. I can have him stop glorifying you. He'll fall out. And this is what Satan was saying to the Lord. Verse 11, put forth thine hand now and touch all he have, and he will curse thee to thy face. So Satan's telling the Lord, allow me to attack him or mess with him or take everything he has, and I bet he'll stop glorifying you. And this is what the Lord said unto Satan. So the Lord gave Satan permission. This is when the Lord gives Satan permission to mess with Job. Verse 12, and the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he have in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thy hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord. So the Lord gave Satan permission to mess with Job. He said, don't kill Job, but test him. Plague him, put him through all these things. I'm allowing you to do this. You're saying that he's not going to glorify me anymore if he lose all these things. I want to see what you say is right. And the Lord does that. He'll put us through different things to try us on our faith. And if you have a spouse, that's where he really attacks you most. That's really where the Lord attacks you most, especially if you have a wife. The Lord will allow Satan to hop on your woman and bug her out, and she'll wind up leaving you. That has happened. It has happened to a lot of brothers in the ministry. It has happened. I'm one of them. It has happened to me. So the Lord can try you according to your own measure. He can even put the anxiety demon on you. He can put the plague of the mind on you. That's how the Lord works. Yes, he can put the plague of the mind on you. The Lord knows your weaknesses. He knows where to try us individually. The Lord knows where to try us. But hey, the Lord does it because he loves us. It's to build us up. Let's see, wrap it up. I'm wrapping up with this right here, brothers. Got camping a little bit. I'm going to put my phone back on the charger. Wrap it up with this. This is Hebrews 12 and 6. It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chastises. See, so who the Lord loveth, he chastises. He's going to put you through different things. He's going to put you through different obstacles. It doesn't have to be physically all the time. It could be mentally. He could put the spirit of depression on you. The Lord can have you go through anxieties, panic attacks. And that spirit of the mind, the plague of the mind is the most, to me, is the fearfulest thing to have. Is the plague of the mind. It says, for whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth, right? Verse 7, but this is the main point. The Lord chastises you, but this is the main point right here. This is when the Lord tests you individually in his truth. This is the purpose of it. Verse 7, if ye endure chastising, right? Yahweh Bashimashai dealeth with you as with sons, for what son is he whom the Father chastised not? So the Lord is going to put you through different things. You're speaking in his name. You're calling upon the name of the Lord. You're presenting your body up as a living sacrifice. You're doing 3 videos every day, right? You speaking on that camera. You're giving all these scriptures. You're breaking them down, right? You're fishing for the elect. But now the Lord has to put you through different things to see if you're still going to be the same person who you are on camera. You reading out of those holy scriptures. You're presenting to be this man of the Lord. But you got to go through stuff too. You can't just come into the truth and not go through nothing. Hell no. The Lord's going to have you go through things too. And he's going to see if you're going to still be that same man of the Lord that's teaching, if you're still going to glorify him or not. Because you got individuals that come into this thing, they're all on camera teaching and doing all these things. But then when they go through the hardships, they fall out. They lose the faith. This is like, man, it's too much for me. And that's why we always pray that the Lord just, even though we go through these hardships, he keeps the spirit on us, because we don't want to lose the faith. You don't want to lose the faith, man. We're way too close to the end to be losing the faith, to be falling out. And these trials and tribulations are increasing. These afflictions and torments that we deal with in our daily lives are increasing. It's not, I don't know for other brothers, but for me, it's increasing. But hey, I'm not complaining about it. You know, I know that the Lord is dealing with me, because look at the afflictions that I'm going through. It's crazy. If it's not none of these things that I'm experiencing, it's the anxieties. If it's not the anxieties, it's the panic attacks. Yes, brothers, I go through anxieties and panic attacks. It's crazy though. They just come. But that means you got to fast more. You got to pray more. You got to be more infatuated with the scriptures. You got to be applying these scriptures to your spiritual walk, man. Verse 7, it says, if ye endure chastising, Yahweh Bashimashai deals with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chastised not? Verse 8, but if ye be without chastising, meaning you're not going through nothing, the Lord ain't putting nothing on you. You totally fine. Everything is just fantastic for you, enjoying your lifetime in this present time in this flesh, in this mortal flesh. It says, but if ye be without chastising, whereof all are partakers, then ye are bastards and not sons. The Lord is not dealing with you. If you're a Jake that's not experiencing no type of mayhem whatsoever in this truth, in your spiritual walk, on a plantation, as you live your life in this daily lifetime in this mortal flesh, you're not going through absolutely nothing. Everything is handy dandy. The Lord is not, you should be scared, because that means the Lord is not dealing with you. You're not going through any plagues of the mind or nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing. That means the Lord is not dealing with you. You should be scared about that, because you're supposed to be going through some type of affliction of the Lord. You should be going through some type of affliction of the Lord. Why? Because we're under the curses. So you should be experiencing some type of affliction. I'm not saying you should be wanting to, but you should be expecting that, because you're going to go through something. That's why the scriptures say in Sirach 2:1, it says, thou came to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. You're supposed to be experiencing something. Something's supposed to be coming for you. We're under the curses, you know? So I'm not saying you should want to be in plague, but we're under the curses, you know? So if you ain't going through nothing, you should really be seriously considering, like, what is, the Lord ain't dealing with me, because the Lord ain't dealing with you if you're not going through nothing. Who the Lord loveth, he's going to put them through different obstacles, different things. It says, but if ye be without chastisement whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. Verse 9, furthermore, we have had fathers of our flesh which corrected us. Right. Some of us did, not all of us, but majority of us had our fathers in our lifetime that instructed us and guided us and put us in the right manner of how to be a man. Right. When we did things that were disobedient, we had our parents, we had our fathers. Now, not a lot of us didn't have our fathers, but I had my father. My father is a Marine. He didn't take no shit. The shoes had to be put in a certain angle. The bed had to be made a certain way, right? You had to, carry yourself in the right manner. My dad didn't play that shit. My dad was a sergeant in the Marines. He was a rifle marksman. He was in the Marines and he became a sergeant. And he lived in Japan for like 5, 6, 7 years in the 70s. So my dad, he was strict. He didn't take no shit, man. It says, and we gave them reverence. Shall we not much rather be in subjection unto the Father of spirits and live? See, so we're going to be corrected by our spiritual father, our spiritual father. Yes, we have earthly fathers on this earth in this mortal flesh, but we had our spiritual father, which is the heavenly father, Yahweh. He's our father. He's our spiritual father. But our earthly fathers, we all had an earthly father. Even the Messiah had an earthly father. That's a whole different subject, but he did have an earthly father. We all have earthly fathers who we came through, right? Who we descend from on the earth. Yeah, we had a biological father on the earth. We have an earthly father, but we have a spiritual father, which is Yahweh, right? So he's going to correct us. He's going to put us through different trials and tribulations. He's going to put us through different things. This is why it goes back to this right here, man. This shield, all right? This is a good picture right here, man. So we're going to go through these hardships, but we got to put that armor on. We got to consistently put on this armor and continually be stronger and grow stronger and consistently keep our minds focused on this truth. And I want to read 2 more scriptures. I just want to wrap it up with that. But Salakia brothers, I want to get out that Sirach 2:1 and that 2nd Esdras 14:14. We'll wrap it with those 2 because that's on my spirit. And Salakia, I'm talking low. I can't really yell because I'm still under this. I don't know what to call this. My throat and stuff is just all messed up. Sirach 2:1. It says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, you came to serve the Lord. You as an Israelite, a so-called Negro, Hispanic, Native American Indian, you came to serve the Lord, man. All right. It says, prepare thy soul for temptation. Prepare thy soul for temptation. So you got to be prepared for it. You can't be comfortable in the truth. Verse 2, it says, set thy heart, meaning your mind, upright and consistently endure. Make not haste in a time of trouble. Don't make haste. Don't make rash decisions. Because your rash decisions could make your situation worse. You're going to go through things in this flesh. You're going to go through things as an Israelite man. Yes, absolutely. But you don't want to make rash decisions. Your rash decisions can make it worse. And I'm speaking for myself first and foremost. Verse 3, cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end. See? Verse 4, whatsoever is brought upon thee, whatever you're going through in this flesh, of the persecutions, the afflictions, right? Take cheerfully. I'm speaking for myself first and foremost. And be patient. See, because a lot of brothers can't be patient. A lot of jakes, they go through things and they just make rash decisions. Nah, man, you gotta be patient. It says, when thou art changed to a lower state, you're gonna be put to a lower state. There's no avoiding that. There's no avoiding that. The Lord works in perfect balance, man. Verse 5, for gold is tried in a fire and acceptable men in a furnace of adversity. So you're going to go through different afflictions, different obstacles, right? Verse 6, believe in him. So as you're going through all these different afflictions, different obstacles, right? Different diverse temptations, right? Furnaces of adversities, right? Believe in him. Believe in the Lord. He will help thee. Order thy way upright and trust in him. So you got to trust in the Lord fully through all of that. It's easier said than done, but we have to do it. We have to do it. Wrap this up with this right here. 2nd Esdras. Like it, brothers. Second Esdras 14:14. Second Esdras 14:14. It says, let go from the mortal thoughts. See, let go from the mortal thoughts. That word mortal means death. Death thoughts. Carnal thoughts. You know, cast away the burdens of men and put off now the weak nature. The mortal thoughts is the weak nature. It can bug you out. Stress, doubt, depression. All these things is mortal thoughts, man. You know, it says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy onto thee. You gotta rebuke them, man, because these spirits and demons like to fuck with your mind. You having all these different thoughts. What are you gonna do about this? This is going through. You going through this now. This, that. When you going through temptation, you got all these fucking thoughts coming in trying to attack you. Those are fucking spirits and demons. You gotta rebuke them. We gotta rebuke them, man. Right? It says, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy onto thee, and haste thee to fly. It says to flee from these times. Right? So again, you don't want to let the mortal thoughts get the best of you, man. You don't want to get the mortal thoughts, to get the best of you. You want to rebuke them. All right, so hey, at the end of the day, again, brothers, this was a picture that I really admired, and I looked at this picture, I'm like, yeah, the spiritual warfare is real, and it does exist, and it will come your way. It will come your way. Just because you're a Hebrew Israelite, don't think that spiritual warfare won't come your way. It does come your way, and it can come at any time. You don't want to be comfortable. So, hey, Lord willing, this lesson is edifying. Giving all praise to Yahweh, Bashim Hashai, Bashim Kodash. And Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Till next time I say, Shalom, Shalom. Beloved brothers, Shalom.